Hello fellow YouTubers, this is Yuta Moses here to tell you that I won't be using Pinnacle Studio for today because a certain hacker, and don't worry, it isn't anyone you know, has screwed up most of my programs, including Pinnacle, so you'll have to bear with me today as I won't be using any of my inglorious video editing skills for my review. And the review I will be doing is for my favorite horror movie of all time, The Shining, which tells a story about the Torrance family who have solely taken on the duty of becoming the caretakers of the Overlook Hotel. And as that progresses through the months, the family starts experiencing psychological scenarios that would become horrifying to each other. Jack Torrance is a father and writer who starts to become insane as he is having writer's block and being cooped up in the hotel for a very long time, and starts to break out the habit of his sobriety, while Wendy tries to cope with it, but realizes that his husband is really trying to kill them, and Danny, the son, discovers that he has this ability known as The Shining, which allows him to foresee evil presence that will occur at a certain area at a certain time. So, thanks to Stanley Kubrick's writing and direction, he made an average-looking horror movie from Stephen King in anyone else's hand into a chilling masterpiece. And that is because of a lot of his cinematography work gave it that haunting, genuine atmosphere to it. And there was several changes compared to the book that was made for the movie, but that was much better off, because here are some of the things that I'm going to tell you that was in the book that was changed. For example, when Danny saw the Grady sisters, they physically didn't exist in the movie, but they physically didn't exist in the book, I mean. And his imaginary friend Tony spoke in a musical tone rather than in a raspy voice. Jack Torrance was found doing nothing and staring in mid-air for most of the book, while he was doing a lot of stuff in the movie. And there were the hedge animal sculptures that would come to life at some point, and you know they couldn't pull that off in a movie back then. And when I first saw it on TV a long time ago, I was so scared of it that I actually had the night bright on for the night that I've watched it. But after that, I've watched it several times over. It doesn't scare me enough to use one, but it's still pretty creepy if you ask me. And there were a lot of things that made The Shining a great horror movie, such as the design of the Overlook Hotel, the score by Wendy Carlos and Richard Elkind, and the long camera shots that was made during scenes. Those are some of the great horror aspects for the film. That, and Shelley Duvall's face when the blood was coming out of the elevator. It is safe to say that this is Jack Nicholson's best performance in a movie as Jack Torrance, as we see a regular family man go gradually insane when he turns psychologically evil. I mean, he was definitely the right actor for the role in because when we see him drink that imaginary glass of whiskey, that triggered his bad side from being the man that we thought would be a nice guy to being the child-abusing maniac that he would become later on. And this isn't a movie about ghosts, but rather about madness, as we witness these three members of the Torrance family go psychologically insane in the interconnecting path through this story. And Shelley Duvall as Wendy, she was just horrendous in the movie. And even with Stanley Kubrick's cold-hearted direction behind it, it still wasn't enough to make the character that exciting to watch. And like I've been hinting before, Stanley Kubrick was the perfect director for The Shining, because in a lot of his films, he had provided that horror aspect to his films. For example, 2001: A Space Odyssey. We see the HAL 3000 just malfunctioning and starts murdering people on the ship. And we had a lot of those hints where he can't be trusted. And in Full Metal Jacket, Private Powell starts to become ruthless as he's training at boot camp, and it comes a moment where he just flips out like you wouldn't believe, that you would be scared of him. So overall, The Shining is the perfect horror movie for you to watch, and it is one of those movies that you need to watch before you die. It's that great of a film, because Stanley Kubrick can do justice for any other film, and it's just too bad that he faces a lot of controversy through his career for each film that's being released. And I just wish that a lot of people can be a lot more open-minded like they are right now for any of his films. So, go watch The Shining if you haven't yet. I give this my 5 full stars. Go watch it however you like it, but do watch it on your television screen. So, this is the 2-disc special edition, so let's dive in there. We have commentary by Garrett Brown and historian John Baxter, trailer, and on the 2nd disc we have Vivian Kubrick's documentary, The Making of The Shining, and 3 mesmerizing new featurettes. And I do have the Stanley Kubrick collection, which features the movie on Blu-ray, but you get the picture. So that's all for my review. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back later. Until then, this is Yuto Moses, signing out.